It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Bulls out in Chicago. Wins have been hard to come by lately for this Bulls group. Dismal record over the last 10 games, just 2-8. Nothing seems to be going their way right now. And tonight, two teams that have gone cold as of late. Shaq, what's the best way to recapture momentum?
Well, Kenny and I do not have any experience in this category, but we've been broadcasting for a long time, so we've seen it. Part of the game. You have to accept it. However, you just got to keep grinding and keep believing in yourselves.
I agree with that. Maybe experiment with replacing some of your play calling. Do something
You guys
different.
have never had a team that's gone cold.
Never.
No.
Never.com.
I've never been on a team that's been cold.
No way.
I always played in warm cities.
Me too.
California, Houston.
Miami.
Somebody get me
Orlando.
out of here.
Phoenix.
Golly.
We have an interconference affair lined up for you today as the Dallas Mavericks come in for this one. Bringing you some fun on a Monday night. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Chris Webber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. And, of course, the big news, DeAndre Jordan is out with an injury.
Kevin, he went down in that last game, but it appears as though it's only a short-term loss, and so they're expecting him back in the near term.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Hey, Kev. Well, Rick Carlisle is a coaching graybeard. He's entering his second decade as coach of the Mavericks. He led them to the franchise's first and only title in 2011. Now, Eric Spoelstra lost that series to Carlisle, and he says of him, he's a Hall of Famer, a trailblazer as president of the Coaches Association. We all owe him a great deal. Kevin?
He is a legend. Thank you, D.A. You know, and early on, you want to win games, of course, but maybe even more important, Chris, establishing your identity for the long haul.
Yeah, I mean, early wins and losses, they can be deceiving. If you think about teams that peak too early, you want to make sure that you establish your identity. And I would suggest for any rookie, your main character of your identity should be this: great listener, hard worker. After that, we'll see how many points you score, how many rebounds you get. But you need to come in as a rookie, humble, ready to work, ready to listen, and then usually things will sort themselves out.
Great perspective. And it's the Mavericks to start out. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Smith at point and Doncic next to him. Harrison Barnes is out there with Powell, and it's Mejri in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Barnes. Shot clock at 6. Fires for 3. Rebound by Parker. And it's Parker with the ball, bringing it up for the Chicago Bulls. Left side, Levine. Knocked loose. Powell with the steal. The pull-up. Connects. The jumper drops.
And you can tell that Doncic loves leaking out. They're able to get to the right spot there in transition.
Outside Portis, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That is his first foul of the game. We're about 1 minute into the first. Down against Smith. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From deep. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Here's Powell. Cans the 12-footer. Here's Dunn. He's coming off a 25-point game against Cleveland.
But we got to talk about his D2. 4 steals in the game. I mean, a complete all-around effort for him.
Now here's Parker. 6 on the shot clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Got a hand on it, and they'll keep possession. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. To the inside, stolen by Levine. Smith against Dunn, and it's Parker in the corner. Outside Portis. Dunn kicks to Levine. Clock at 6. Doncic with the steal. Fast break Dallas. Here's Powell. Not going to go that time. And the Bulls going the other way now. Last time they met was in Dallas, where they beat the Mavericks.
A really close game between these two in that last matchup. It took a total team effort for them to get the win.
Yeah, and without all the points they got off the bench, I mean, there's no way they could win that game. I mean, he was the 6th man to the rescue.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And looking at Jabari Parker, 6'8", about 250 pounds. Greg, what's his best position?
You know, I think he has a small forward skill, but with the way the game is changing, you could see him play some power forward as well. And I think his best fit might just be at the 4 because of the mismatch he can create.
That one is off.
And last season, the Bulls were very perimeter-oriented on both ends of the floor. Offensively, top 10 in threes. Defensively, dead last in block shots.
And he's good on the second. And the Bulls also had trouble last year getting to the foul line.
Well, it's because their primary scorers were largely jump shooters. I mean, very little back-to-the-basket offense and not enough driving to make up for it.
That's his first personal foul.
First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's already his second foul. He may have to spend some time on the bench to stay out of early foul trouble.
Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for Chris Dunn. On defense, Chicago. It's a 3-point game. The shot by Powell, no good. Now here's Valentine, covered by Smith. Valentine with it. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. 6 to shoot. It's Parker outside. They grab their own miss. Portis now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
They were pretty tight to start this game. Started out with 4 straight misses. Maybe that one will get them going.
To the middle and stolen by Portis. Now here's Valentine. Not a lot of room. Lopez kicks to Portis. On the wing, Levine launches a 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, they gave up in that one. The defense constantly breaking down way too many times.
Yeah, I'm with you. Disgraceful performance and an issue that might be tricky to fix.
Now here's Valentine. After Luka Doncic's miss, comes out of the gate empty. He's 0 for 1. Now here's Powell. Defended by Portis. Here's Smith. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Smith's got his first 2 points.
Getting more comfortable shooting from inside. Even though Smith Jr. is smaller, he knows how to score in the paint.
Valentine kicks to Portis. Valentine passes to Levine. Shot clock at 6, and that's a foul. Called on Dwight Powell. That is his first foul of the game. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Levine, the bounce pass. Shot clock at 5. Out to the wing. Here's Valentine.
An area he must sharpen over time. Smith Jr. has the defensive skills, just needs to work on his will.
That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. Bulls trail by 5. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket. And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Salah measure. Now, here's Valentine. Guarded closely. Back to Portis. Shoots the 3. Doesn't go that time. Now Dallas takes it the other way. Back to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
And you can sense they're starting to take charge here.
Yeah, and it goes beyond the small lead that they've built. They really captured the momentum.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. And Luka Doncic, not the top pick in the draft this past June, but one of the more exciting names out of this rookie class.
Dallas made a point to trade up and draft him. Doncic not playing in the Summer League as he has had a hefty workload in Europe before the draft. Still came away with Euro MVP honors, and at his age, that is incredible.
And the jam by Levine.
Oh, and the chemistry. I mean, Levine has with these guys, isn't it evident? Tremendous at finishing off these alley-oops.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Valentine. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Nice shot by Portis.
A high percentage shooter from these spots. Portis has tons of confidence in his inside scoring ability.
The drive by Smith. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Bobby Portis. And you know, Dennis Smith Jr. is a player who just is oozing with confidence when you see him play.
I just love how Smith Jr. will attack every player he goes up against. Chris Paul, who Smith Jr. goes way back with, noticed how even as a rookie, he approaches every challenge head on. As a rookie, Smith Jr. was just jawing at the vets and dunking on everyone. He has the game to back up that personality.
Free throw good, Smith.
And you know, known for that rim-rocking dunking ability. Smith Jr., though, a special talent. This is a guy who wants to keep getting better over time.
Felicio's checked in for Chicago. Carter comes in for Portis. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Matthews comes in for Harrison Barnes. That one misses. You played, C-Web, for a number of different teams. How did you personally measure an organization's quality?
It starts at the top. It's the commitment to winning. It's the little things, caring for players, everyone else there on the staff as people first, and then also setting the tone, letting people know that we're a winning organization. You know, I've been to some organization, and the word winning has never come up from the top brass, if you could believe it or not. So you know who wants to win. You see the intensity on the owner's face. You see the intensity on everyone's face as well. And you can tell by that passion whose foxhole you're in.
Now, here's Doncic. Zach LaVine unable to get his last shot to go. Doncic with it. Carter on him. 5 to shoot. For 3, Smith. Felicio with a rebound. And so Levine will bring it up now for Chicago. They trail by 6. Parker with it. Matthews covering. And he comes up with the deuce.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Smith finds Nowitzki. Smith against Levine. Now Smith. He has 5. Over Levine. Can't hit from 12. Dishes it to Parker. Levine deciding where to go with it. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Pass to Valentine. Carter kicks to Parker. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Levine inside the three-point line. And it's off the back rim, no good.
If his performance this quarter is any indication, I don't think he's the one who's going to let them out of the hole.
And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got his second bucket.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Felicio, the pass to Levine. Parker kicks to Carter. Unloads from 13. It's rebounded by Doncic. Mavericks leading by 6. In the corner, Smith with it. Nowitzki outside. Now here's Doncic. Tight defense on him. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Parker with no one around, and that one goes long.
The D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near it.
Now here's Doncic. He's tightly guarded, intercepted. And there's the pass to Levine. Kleba with the rebound. Kleba's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Matthews. The teardrop falls in. And the Mavericks lead by 8.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
Chicago's gone 0 of 4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Carter outside. Parker kicks to Felicio. Bulls shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And the Bulls making a change here. Holiday's checked in, and Dallas also making a switch. J.J. Barea checked in for Dennis Smith. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Dallas leading by 7. To the paint, here's Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
The Bulls shooting in the early going here, pretty dreadful, 22%. And Holiday kicks to Levine. Yep, that one goes. Levine's got his second bucket of the night.
Gets one to fall, but only his second make in the first 7 attempts.
Now here's Barea. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Oklahoma City. Nowitzki and the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. Bulls trail by 9. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And Holiday kicks to Parker. Fires for 3. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Up top, Barea, guarded by Levine. Barea against Levine. Stolen by Levine. From deep three-point range, and no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Dallas, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. We come back right after this. Now in the later stages of his career, Dirk Nowitzki talked about how special he feels marching his way up the all-time scoring leaderboard.
Makes you reflect. You know, milestones always make you reflect on everything. I've been really blessed.
And it's clear, GA, that Dirk still enjoys playing the game and draining buckets in a variety of ways.
You can't deny his legacy. Arguably the best 7-foot shooter in the history of our game, which is why he's so high up on that leaderboard.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
And really, for the whole first quarter, they've maintained their intensity. Let's see how long they can sustain it.
On the court for Dallas here in the second. Matthews out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Doncic. Then there's Mejri. And it's Kleba in at the 4. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-and-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff. Thanks.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Dunn against Barea. Dunn kicks to Parker. Parker with another miss.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Barea finds Mejri. The lead pushed to double digits. And it's a 10-point Maverick lead.
Just no resistance inside at all. They are feasting. This is a straight buffet.
It is. It's a big one. And load the plate. Now here is Carter. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Parker with the 3. That shot goes in. He now has 3 field goals and 6 misses today.
Now that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for Dallas. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Bulls trail by 7.
And you look at J.J. Barea and how he's played over the years, has always been a spark plug for a team off the bench. It just plays with energy and creativity no matter the situation.
Now here's Parker. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Cleveland. Rocket 2 from past the arc. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And a look here at the shot chart for Parker.
And as this chart shows, things just aren't falling for him like they usually do. He isn't ice cold, but nothing is falling his way, and he's become an inefficient source of points for his team.
Mavericks leading by 7. And here is Doncic. He's coming off a 13-point game against Oklahoma City. 3 from Matthews. Rebound by the Bulls. And with Barea and what he brings to the table, Greg, he also takes care of the ball.
A lot of guards who are bench threats can get a little sloppy or careless with the ball. And Barrera has been upping his assists and cutting his turnovers the last few seasons, still finding ways to be effective even after a decade in the league.
And that's the muscle his teammates like to see done, refusing to take no for an answer.
Barrera kicks to Doncic. Pass to Kleba. Matthews scanning the floor. Hits the front of the rim and out. Bulls trail by 5. Here's Parker, and the dunk by Parker.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Now, here's Doncic. 6 points for him. With some arc, he takes it up and lays it in. Doncic has got 8.
And guys, the intelligence is evident. When the pick comes, Doncic often makes the right read.
Carter outside, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That'll be his second foul of the game.
He better watch it. He doesn't want to pick up a third foul before halftime.
Lopez, he's checked in for Chicago. Bobby Portis comes in for Carter. Then for the Mavericks, Powell, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Doncic. Now here's Lopez. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Back to Parker. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Last season, they were trying to speed up the game, C-Web. Teams were given fewer timeouts. Do you think they achieved that goal?
Well, yeah, the new rules, 18 to 14 total timeouts, no more 20-second timeouts. All quarters have 2 mandatories. I think it does help speed up, and these are the greatest coaches in the world. They can adjust. They just need to know what the rules are, and I love the fast pace, the fast pitch count. Let's make sure that we keep the game in a way that fans love it, and we're not leaving any time out there on the floor. I think the coaches have made a great adjustment to it, and look, play on the East Coast is always going to be a little bit slower, a little bit more methodical than the West, but I tell you what, it seems like it's speeded up the game on both sides, and that's something great for us fans.
Well said. No good on the second free throw.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Got that one up quick. Barrea's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Something going wrong with the D out there. He's one of the guys you got to be worried about on the perimeter.
Dunn misses. Dallas leading by 7. Barnes outside. Count that one.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection. That's been a positive for them thus far and a negative for their opponent.
Here's Lopez. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Here's Parker. Good D by Barnes.
The active defense making things very hard on him as he goes in for the layup.
Shoots from 12. Here's Mejri. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box out.
Chicago calls timeout.
And he's been trying to do it all himself, and it's not working. Instead of forcing shots, you got to focus on moving the ball and keeping everybody involved.
Valentine's checked in for Chicago. The Mavericks also with a sub. Smith has checked in. Now here's Lopez. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And there's the call on Mejri. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Dunn. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face.
Exceptional handles from Dunn. This guy doesn't lack confidence when it comes to dribbling the rock.
Holiday against Smith. Barnes outside. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14. Outside for Barea. Goes back up. And that one, good. Barea's got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs. Chicago has gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Outside Portis, and the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That is his first foul of the game. See, we have a big rule change. Defenders have to give jump shooters space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in Game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a lack of paying attention to detail, and I think this rule really helps it. Defenders have done it for years. It could be viewed as dirty, but I'm glad the NBA did something about it. I'm very happy about it. And check this out. I'm going to see a lot of guys knocking down even more threes now.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Chicago. Barea dishes to Nowitzki. Barea, the pass to Smith. From outside, off the mark. And here's LaVine, who brings it up for Chicago. 8-point game. Dunn kicks to LaVine. Over Barea. Misses off the right iron. For Dallas, they've gone 7 of 13 from the field since the start of the second. Passes it to Smith. Barnes looking around. Takes the 13-footer, and it's Smith missing.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
Got that bucket in no time at all. And now just a 5-point Dallas lead.
He's finally coming around, trying to make up for that goose egg he put up in the first quarter.
Barnes outside. Smith against Dunn. And it's Smith again missing.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, but at the same time, you know if he can just break through this cold streak, he can give you what you need.
And Robin Lopez, one of those dirty work type of big men, rebounding, defending, a lot of grit, setting screens. He does it all.
Yeah, unselfish. He does know his role. It just makes things easier for his teammates. Has his quirks, but has proven to be a great teammate.
And he makes the first.
Lopez. Now, this guy, he's a reliable role player, a stiff defender, and an intelligent shooter as well.
So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Robin Lopez out of Stanford, entering his second decade in the league. Chris, talk about his game.
Well, when you think about Robin's game, I mean, aggressive, unselfish. I mean, he's one of those dirty work players you love to have on your team, but you hate to compete against.
Now Dunn, following the three-point attempt by Dennis Smith. Nice shot by Portis.
A nice run they put together here to bring it a little closer.
Well, yeah, they refused to go away. Things were looking bleak for a while, but they hung tough.
Now here's Powell. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And stolen by Nowitzki. Down against Smith. Kicks to Nowitzki. From deep, Barea. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. Barea's got 8 points.
With this lead, they're playing confidently, showing a quick trigger from beyond.
On the wing, LaVine. Lopez against Nowitzki. And the shot is good. The Maverick lead has been cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from LaVine.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now here's Berea. 8 points for him. And that one's good. Barnes. Done with it. Lopez outside. Back to Dunn. It's stolen by Smith.
2 minutes, 2-1.
There's the feed to Barnes. His shot is good. Scores his third basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Valentine passes to Dunn. Back to Valentine. Shot clock at 6. It's stolen by Smith. 1:25 left to play here in the half. Barnes outside. Powell for 3. Offensive rebound. Nowitzki. That one goes in. And now a 10-point Maverick lead.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Dunn kicks to Portis. There's 57 seconds left now here in the second. Lopez passes to Dunn. Will it go? And no good that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Pass to Powell. Dallas moving the ball around. Good D by Lopez.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Dunn kicks to Levine. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Levine's got 8 points.
And not much you can do on defense. I mean, sometimes Levine is just a little faster down there.
Dunn against Smith. The pass to Barnes. Over Valentine. Off target from the baseline. And so we wrap up the first half. Mavericks lead by 8. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, what happened defensively that slowed them down in the first half?
Well, we're active. They're missing a few shots they normally make. You know, we just got to compete. We got to keep competing the way we are.
Thanks for your time, Rick. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Dallas has the edge here at halftime. They have an 8-point lead. And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Bulls.
Well, look, they turn the ball over way too much. You can't do that in the NBA. Teams are just too talented. You can't give them that many possessions. Don't give away the entire game just by giving up an extra few possessions here and there. These guys need to come with more precision in the second half.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Welcome back to the hustle and bustle of Chicago, a time-lapse view of all the traffic heading toward downtown. And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You have to like what we're seeing from Jabari Parker.
Yeah, so far they haven't found an answer for him, a scoring machine here in that first half.
Oh, well, he's a tricky cover. He does a good job of sensing the defense, making the right move at the right time.
Bulls trail by 8. Levine and Parker are the wings. Robin Lopez out there with Portis, and it's Dunn in at the 1 spot. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. Levine, good.
All right, Levine is going to make you pay from there. You got to guard him closer than that.
Here's Smith. Barnes outside. He tries for 3. Chicago grabs the miss. Portis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Feeds it to Levine. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Levine's got 12 in the game.
As soon as Levine hits a few of these, you know he's feeling it. Just keep getting him the rock.
And there's the whistle. That goes on Chris Dunn. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
4th foul of the game for him. He's starting to get into that danger zone.
Here's Powell. And that one hits back iron. Chicago trailing here. Parker outside. Levine for 3. Again, Levine missing. Now the Mavericks with it. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by Dunn.
And they start the second half with 3 straight misses.
Parker looking over the floor. Now Levine.
How about Zach Levine? I mean, signing a big new contract this summer. Listen, that ACL injury he had, that's in the rear view. Obviously a lot riding on his health and return to form, but he's put in the work.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Levine.
I mean, and when you think of Levine, I mean, his dunking ability comes to mind. I mean, he's proven to be an elite poster maker.
He doesn't get the second one. Mavericks leading by 3. Nobody near Barnes. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. 10 points for him. And Levine seems to be at full strength. His vertical leap testing even higher, if we can believe that, even higher, Chris, than it did in the pre-draft combine.
He's a hard worker. His scoring efficiency lacked a little bit last season, but he was trying to get his game right after injury. Look, we know his potential as far as scoring that ball.
Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Levine's got 15 points.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Doncic kicks to Smith. Now here's Doncic. He's got 8. Barnes trying to free himself up. Smith, no good.
They're having trouble getting going here in the second half. I mean, that's their 4th miss in 5 attempts.
Pass to Dunn. Outside Portis. They get a hand on it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Out to the right wing. 3-pointer. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Powell's got 5 rebounds tonight. Now, here's Doncic. Guarded by Levine. Here's the floater. Good on the bucket. 10 points for Luka Doncic.
And already in his career, Doncic displays a remarkable amount of pro moves, including that floater right there.
Inside. To the inside. Smith with the basket on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got 3 assists tonight.
Playing big, willing to go toe-to-toe against the guy who towers over him.
Well, it's just an attitude, a way of life. Can't let people see you back down, or they take it as a sign of weakness and expect that treatment every time.
So for the Bulls, Felicio's checked in for Lopez. Carter comes in for Portis, and Justin Holiday subbed in for Levine. And Dallas with a change here too. Kleba's checked in. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And again, Chicago, no good. To the inside, Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Chicago calls timeout.
And though some were skeptical of the contract Harrison Barnes signed, he's lived up to it. Not an elite player yet, but is emerging on a franchise caliber level and continues to improve and is strong and consistent really on both ends of the floor.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Matthews is checked in. Here's Carter. Right through the D for the layup.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
Mavericks leading by 8. And Greg with Barnes, beyond what he does on the floor, he does everything right off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, this organization just loves his intangibles and demeanor as a leader. Incredible work ethic that allows him to keep refining his game. Still very young and is growing into the player this team hoped he'd be.
And here is Dunn after Dennis Smith was able to get the 3. And it goes down 2 points. Dunn's got 6. Dallas has gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And here is Doncic. 12 points for him. Smith inside. Dunn covering. That one drops for him. Smith's got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Chicago. He kicks to Carter. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. And Smith with the stuff.
And Smith turns on the Jets when he's running in transition. I just love the overall aggressive nature of his game.
Passes to Felicio. Done against Smith. Outside Holiday. Four on the clock. Here's Doncic. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 3rd assist on the night. Bulls trail by 15. Dunn kicks to Felicio. And the foul on Dennis Smith Jr. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. So it's Chicago now. Goes up off the inbound. Not going to go that time.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
And he gets it to go. Doncic has got 8 here in the quarter.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
Dunn passes to Felicio. Parker outside. And Carter has it in the corner. And again, no good by Chicago. Now, here's Doncic, guarded by Holiday. Smith with it. He's got 14. Outside Matthews. Kicks to Doncic. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
And don't forget, very accurate. Taking shots within the floor of the offense. Not something that can be said for their opponent.
Chicago calls timeout.
And looking at Luka Doncic, incredibly mature for his age. Physically, the broad shoulders, weighing in about 230. Mentally, though, advanced understanding of how to play the game.
Chicago making a switch here. Valentine's checked in. Then for the Mavericks, Nowitzki comes in for measuring. And Barea subbed in for Smith. Now here is Holiday. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Matthews with the steal. Pass to Barea. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there. You know, Greg, it's amazing that Doncic, at his age, could already have such a complete offensive game.
I mean, a terrific skill set. In Europe, Doncic spent plenty of time as a primary ball handler. Obviously can score in a number of ways, just a versatile threat.
Well, he's doing his best to get them back into this game. He's been money from the field.
And the pass to Barea. Back to Matthews. Back to Barea. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Kleba with the bucket.
Good movement there, and the lead pass was right where it needed to be.
Bulls trail by 21. Dunn kicks to Parker. Pass to Carter. Back to Parker. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Once he gets open on the low block, it's just a matter of getting him the ball.
For Chicago, they have been shooting 50% at the line, 5 of 10.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Mavericks leading by 18. Here's Barea. He's got 10. And stolen by Dunn. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Showing assertiveness inside. I mean, you got to commend the smaller Dunn for being strong down there. How about the point guard position? A lot like the quarterback. You need a team to put the ball in your hands and trust you to run the show, especially down the stretch. Last season, the Bulls handed Chris Dunn the keys. He seized the opportunity.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Dunn, the 5th pick back in 2016, voted by his fellow draftees as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. But, Chris, it took until year 2 in Chicago for him to break through.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this game is all about getting better, finding the right situation. He still has to become a little more efficient as a player, cut down on his turnovers, improve his shot-making abilities a little bit, but he's delivering on his potential as a two-way player.
Chris Dunn taken 5th overall back in 2016. Didn't break through in his rookie season with the Wolves. He's getting more opportunity here in Chicago.
And here is Dunn after Luka Doncic hitting the 3. Knocks it loose. Valentine kicks to Dunn. Passes to Parker. Takes a 3. Carter. He doesn't hit that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Matthews against Holiday. Fires from 14, and it doesn't even draw iron. And, Greg, you look at Dunn. It can take longer for point guards to develop in the NBA.
A great point. It's the most cerebral position in our game. Learning how to run an NBA offense is a challenge. Good news, though, is he's putting in the work necessary to figure it out and progressing nicely. I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Zach LaVine's checked in for Chris Dunn. Then for the Mavericks, Dwight Powell's checked in for Maxi Kleba. And it's Harrison Barnes in for Doncic.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw no good for Parker. Dallas leading by 18. Here's Matthews. Chicago grabs the miss.
A really tough night for him offensively. I mean, I wonder what the score would be if he wasn't so cold from the field.
And Holiday kicks to Levine. Six on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. To the middle. 1:51 left here in the third quarter. Outside, Levine. And the dunk by Parker.
And just scrapes and claws for that offensive rebound and doesn't take any chances there with the putback.
And GA, strong work all around. And the rebound and the stuff both. Wow. Pass to Powell. Carter against Barnes. The kick out to Matthews. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. You take a look at the Warriors. They've got the #1 record in the conference, and because of it, each night out, their competition is going to bring it right at them. And, of course, Dallas, 8.5 games behind them.
And, you know, for the Mavericks, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
Yeah, and we're deep enough into the season now to know they don't have what it takes to mount up any kind of charge.
Here's Levine after Dirk Nowitzki's bucket. Valentine kicks to Holiday. And the pass to Parker. In the corner, it's Levine. 5 on the clock. Puts up a 3. Again, Levine missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Wesley Matthews on the wing. Guarded by Holiday. Fade away. And it's Dallas with another. Here's Levine. He's got 15. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Carter, the pass to Levine. Now here's Parker, guarded by Barea. 16 seconds left to play here in the third. Holiday with the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Now Barea. He kicks it to Barnes. Over Valentine. Misses. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Mavericks on top, running away with this one. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Dallas leading by 20. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Dallas, Matthews and Barnes, they're the wings. Powell is out there with Nowitzki, and it's Barea in at the point. Now Levine. Dirk Nowitzki missing from long range. Oh, the lob to Parker. Powell with the steal. Inside, and it's Matthews with the jam.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Yeah, guys, and the finish is the perfect capper. I mean, taking it all the way to the 10.
Parker outside. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. And it's now 22 points for Jabari Parker. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Barea against Levine. The kick out to Matthews. Buries the long-range jumper.
Okay, we got a nice little back and forth going here.
And I love it, Greg. Both sides inflicting damage from the perimeter. We'll see how the defenses adjust, though.
Now here's Levine. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
But this is the confidence Levine has in himself. I mean, he knows he has the touch to score inside.
Pass to Powell. Out to the wing. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Portis against Matthews. Clock at 6. And it's sent back by Lopez.
Well, Lopez is out there to set the tone defensively. I mean, he's a wily, strong defender who sends shots back with authority.
And the jam by Valentine.
You know, flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Nowitzki. Now here's Barea. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And a chance now to take a look at the schedule for the Chicago Bulls. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Boston Celtics. Then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And when you look at that Raptors matchup, not going to be an easy one for them. We know about the struggles they've had of late, and having to deal with the back end of the back-to-back is never fun.
He's made the most of the halftime break. He shook off the problems he had in the first half, and he started to settle in.
Barea finds Powell. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. And that one, good.
Oh, that's the goal every trip. Get the good look from close range.
Bulls trail by 18. Outside, Levine. In the corner, Valentine with it. No good with the triple. And so it's Matthews with it, bringing it up now for the Mavericks. 22 is their biggest lead. Here's Nowitzki, and it's sent back by Lopez. Passes it to Parker, and it's blocked. Outside Matthews. Up top Powell. Kicks it to Barea. Back to Powell. Second chance shot. But he gets it back. And at last they get one to fall. And the Mavericks lead by 20. The Bulls have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Levine against Barea. And the jam by Levine.
That's the specialty of Levine's. I mean, if you're the defense, you got to know he's looking to dunk it home. Make a poster on you.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Zach LaVine, a high riser, the 2-time dunk contest champ, making his return from that ACL surgery. He can be an explosive scorer.
Chicago making a switch here. Dunn's checked in. And then for Dallas, Mejri, he's checked in for Nowitzki. Doncic comes in for Wesley Matthews. And it's Dennis Smith in for J.J. Barea. Bulls trail by 18. And from everything you hear, Levine is a big-time gym rat, Greg.
Yeah, you know, I think he's very dedicated to reaching his full potential. And with his shooting and athleticism, I think he's a great fit in today's game in terms of offense.
2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. He's perfect from the line this time. Mavericks leading by 16. Smith with it, now guarded by Dunn. Here's Doncic. They get the rebound. Here's Mejri. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Parker outside, inside, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Smith on the wing, Dunn covering. Doncic kicks to Smith. Off target with his three. And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That'll be his second foul of the game. Bulls trail by 18. And here's Levine. Powell with the steal.
And if you really want to make things hard on yourselves, this is exactly how you do it. Turnovers on back-to-back trips down the floor.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Shooting for Dallas, Dennis Smith. Taking 2 shots.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Smith. Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. But Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute until you have the teams that are focused and want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory, that's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strength and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally, but you look at championship winners. I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that theory.
And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for Chicago. Outside, Levine to end the run.
Oh, wow. Look out.
That's a beautiful jam.
Easy to see why Levine won the dunk contest in 2016. I mean, he has endless ups.
And a great second look there. Another Unleash Chaos replay. Brought to you by the Under Armour Hover Havoc. And it's good for 2.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Here's Parker and the dunk by Parker.
What unselfishness from the young guard, Dunn. He's making more of an effort to distribute the ball.
Dunn against Smith. Pass to Barnes. Pro basketball is one of the few sports where awards are league-wide, C-Web, and not divided by conference. I wonder if the NBA should consider giving out separate awards, for the East and the West.
Kev, I don't know about Eastern and Western Conference, but I do believe that there should be an offensive MVP. I do believe there should be a difference between MVP and maybe the best player in the league, because how do we define some of these things? So I do think we can tinker with some of the awards, but East and West, I'm not really sure with. I think it should always be about the best out of the total number of teams and conferences.
Good perspective. Lopez.
And it's just encouraging to see Luka step up on defense. Must continue to bring that type of intensity.
Mavericks leading by 23. Smith outside. Barnes outside. Pulls up on the wing, and it's Dallas with another.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
For Chicago, they've gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Back to Parker. Tipped away. Plays it up and banks it in. Parker's got 18 points just in the second half.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Yeah, but here's the problem. They play team ball. So if you pay him too much attention, that just leaves other guys open and it's too difficult of an adjustment to make.
Now here's the fast break. Parker leading the way. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Parker's got 13 points now in the quarter.
He's ramped up his game in a big way this quarter. I don't think he likes it when they're trailing.
Smith kicks to Powell. It's been a few years now since rules were put into place to curb the hack-a-shack strategy. C-Webb, do you think the NBA made the right choice in discouraging that style, that tactic?
You know, Kev, I'm torn on this one. I don't think so. I do think that the game would have gotten ugly, the pace would have gotten bad, but I think it would have been only a couple of years as players would have been embarrassed enough to improve their game. As I travel to different places, the one thing that's the difference between the United States and other places they can shoot free throws. Other places, they just aren't at the park dunking or hanging on the rim. They're actually shooting shots and skill sets and dribbling. And I was at one time a terrible free throw shooter, and the embarrassment of not making them, missing them late in the games, not being able to be there for your team the way you want to, oh, trust me, it's no better motivation than that. Not giving me a handicap and a crutch saying, oh, don't do it. I don't like the fact that they've tried to place a curb on the hack-a-shack strategy. My thing is get you in the gym in the offseason and make some free throws.
Mavericks leading by 21. Smith outside. Three-pointer hits the three-point bomb. Smith's got 16 points here in the second half.
No three-pointers for him in that first half, but the second half, different story.
Here's Felicio. The pass to Hutchison and stolen by Barnes. Smith feeling it out a bit. Barnes right side. You know, the NBA has cracked down on flopping. It's still part of the game, but C-Webb, would you agree that progress has been made in that area?
Yeah, I think so, and I'd like to blame a lot of my European players for bringing that over along with soccer. Soccer with the flopping and that, and we've kind of taken away. And I know a little bit about flopping. We had some floppers on my Sacramento team, and so flopping is frustrating. You don't want to see that. You want to see guys earn it. This isn't soccer or football, and so I think the league has done a very good job, whether it was trying to find guys early or just embarrass you and say, hey, you're shacking the fool. Get up right now. No one touched you. Why did you flop or act like you were hit and move 10 feet back on the side? Right. I hate flopping. But then again, you must embellish. You must be a good actor. You've got to put the referees in a tough position to make a good call. How do you find that balance? But I think the NBA has done a good job of making sure that it isn't encouraged and isn't rewarded.
So it's the Mavericks now. The Bulls getting the bucket. Stolen by Holiday.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Dallas.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And you know, this is a win they wanted badly, guys. They did not want to get swept in the season series.
And a great team effort tonight, helped in large part with contributions in the nice night it ended up being for Smith.
He was the alpha dog out there tonight, totally in charge of this game. No matter what the situation was, he was the one to dictate the action.
Chris Dunn. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The free throw drops in for Dunn.
There's no question Dunn is a great athlete, but he must first work on his shooting as well as his passing.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. And it's Barnes with the ball for Dallas. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Out to Harris. On the wing, Barnes. Pass to Kleba. Shot clock at 6. For 3, Harris. He can't get that one. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg, in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you next time.